Hello again, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener. Today we're going to talk about how to install a paver walkway. So here is a nasty old concrete paver walkway. It's probably 30, 40 years old going up to the house. You can see it's got some water damage, a little bit of cracking, and it just is a poor way to invite people to that home. So step one, obviously we have to get rid of it. So with concrete, it's best to use a jackhammer like this and just pry it up. Now the nice thing about this stuff, this particular walkway, is that it's only about 4 inches thick. Sometimes when you're jackhammering up old concrete, you run into stuff that's like 8 inches thick with a rebar, and it's really tough. So you get blasted all out with the jackhammer. Always wear boots and goggles and all that kind of stuff. And here they're working up to the stoop. Now the stoop's going to be a little thicker because they're pouring all the way up to the house. But you just have to keep blasting away, getting rid of all that stuff, hauling it off to the dump. Now, there are some dumps that actually have concrete recycling because this stuff can be recycled into road base. So it's important that you look into recycling concrete. Don't just automatically throw it in the dump because sometimes it can. And as you're going to see later, that road base comes in handy. All right, next step, once you get all the debris out, you're going to want to do some rough grading. Now, the important thing with the rough grading is know how thick your paver is, and we'll talk about paver thickness and road base and leveling sand in just a second, but you need to have an idea of how thick all of those elements are together so you know how far down to go to do that grading and lay it all down. So it's really important. I recommend you use a string line to kind of give a visualization of where will the top of the paver pathway be and lay that out. Once you figure that out, then you start building back up. So here's the road base I was talking about. This is recycled concrete for the most part. And so you can use that recycled concrete, or basically road base is what you're buying, but it is recycled concrete. And that's why it's important to recycle it. So once you get to this point, you lay down the string line. Again, that string line represents the top of the paver line. So that way you're using that as a guide for laying all these layers in. And as you can see, the top of the subbase should be about 2 inches below the final grade of the walkway before it's compacted. And yes, you do compact it. The reason pavers always go on road base is that you never want to put it on bare dirt because the dirt will shift and settle, and then you'll have this bucking and weaving. So you need to lay down that base and water it in, and then you get the old plate compactor and pound that baby and get it nice and firm and hard to get it ready for the leveling sand. So here's here's that plate compactor. Kind of a fun little guy. You can rent these at most good big rental houses, and it just pounds it and compacts it really well in there to get you a nice hard surface. And that is almost as hard as concrete. Not quite, but again, the nice thing about compacted road base is that it is a little permeable. Again, the great thing about using pavers is that you are creating a surface that is permeable and can allow water to run through it, so it's not going to pull up. If you remember in the beginning of the video, that concrete had all these pockets. That's where water was pooling up. It was never leveled properly. All right, once you have leveled and compacted your road base, now you're going to add this leveling sand. This is the final layer of material before the pavers. And this establishes the grade for the pavers. And you can see the guys are using those bars to get an absolutely perfect level with a very slight pitch. When you're doing these kind of walkways, you want to pitch it a little bit away from the house so that water will kind of run in that direction. All right, once you've laid all the leveling sand, then you start doing the field pavers. Now, field pavers are the pavers in the middle of the pathway or patio. You can, by the way, extrapolate all this to do a paver patio as well. And so you want to lay those field pavers out first, and then you're going to get into the soldier course around the edge. And we'll get to that in just a second. But you see, once you've got a pattern going, and the great thing about pavers is there's lots of different patterns that you can use. Depending on the kind of pattern you have, the paver you have, you can lay out all kinds of cool patterns as well. So lay out the field, and then you're going to start working on the edging. So the edging is the part that actually gets concreted end to lock it all in place. So you lay out the field, and these guys are doing a great job. And you can see this is kind of a cool multicolor type of paver. And you just kind of lay. And the nice thing about most pavers is they kind of fit together. They have very small little grooves to kind of help guide them in. And again, once you've established that little field layout, it really is kind of nice. And you tap it in with a sledgehammer. And we'll get into a few more steps involving the pavers. But now you've laid it in. So now it's time to lay the edging in it. So the border pavers get set in concrete. And the way guys typically do this is they will lay that border paver down, a soldier course or a sailor course. A soldier course is what you see there. I'm sorry, that's a sailor course. It goes around it. A soldier course would be actually pointed in towards the patio itself. Once they've laid it all out so they know exactly where it is, they will take it up and then lay down a layer of concrete around the edge. And the reason this is important is if you do not use that concrete edge underneath the soldier course, the pavers could move off the pathway and eventually you get separation, which leads to wavering and buckling and weeds and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important that you lay down that little bit of concrete and knock it all down there. And there's another example of sailor course versus soldier course. And most pathways use sailor courses. Lots of patios will use a soldier course, and that's the difference there. And so you keep kind of tapping along. By the way, hit that like button if you are enjoying this video. And enjoy it. By the way, there's also all these steps are typed up in the video description as well and in the comment section. So don't feel like you have to frantically write notes for all this stuff. There's links in the comment section as well for some materials and for some more ideas on paver and patios and pathways as well. All right, so again, you're going to lay out that course. Now, again, as you see this one, because of all the little idiosyncrasies of this particular pathway, we're going to have to do some cuts. So you're going to need a masonry saw to do that. And they also did kind of a nice job on the stoop. All right, now that you've concreted in all the edging around it, and it's all nice and dry, it's time to broom in the polymeric sand. So what is polymeric sand? This is a special sand that once it gets wet, locks everything into place. So it's really important that you don't use water. First you lay it all in, and here's what the polymeric sand looks like. You broom it all in and make sure you get it in every single little crack to really fill it all in. And again, the purpose of this is to fill in all those little cracks so you don't have weeds popping up in those cracks. This is something that you might have to redo every 5 years or so to fill in those cracks. Sometimes if you get a lot of water running through the pathway, it'll wear out the sand and you have to reapply it a little bit. Anyway, so you lay in the polymeric sand and make sure the pavers are completely dry before you do this, because if they're not, then you could get some staining and it's just not a very attractive look. So make sure everything is completely dry before you sand the pavers. Another term for laying in polymeric sand, you're sanding the pavers, and it is a special kind of sand. So you've laid all the pavers in, it's totally dry, and now it's time to bring that plate compactor and pound that sand right down into those cracks. Again, what you're trying to do is fill in every single nook and cranny in between those pavers so that the sand goes down inside of it, because once you wet it, it becomes a really nice hard seal. The pavers will still be permeable. Water can still seep through that, but again, you're trying to seal the cracks so weeds won't grow in them. If you ever see a paver patio or pathway with weeds growing in it, it means that the pavers were not sanded properly. So you do a final compaction, which also compacts the patios down into the leveling sand and the base. All right, next again, you want to do a sweep of it to remove all the excess sand off of there. Do not use a hose to blast it off with the water. You want to sweep it off completely, every little grip. And actually, these guys had a great idea. Use an air blower to really blow all the loose stuff, because once you wet it, that sand is there permanently. So you really want to make sure you do a really thorough job sweeping it and blowing with a blower. You do not want to use a water for cleaning the pavers off, because again, once you get that sand wet, it's there and it will stain. Once you have completely cleaned everything off those pavers, that's when you can actually start using a hose to do a final rinse. And now again, what you're trying to do is you're not trying to rinse the pavers off, you are lightly wetting the sand to get it to lock into place. But again, first use a broom, then the blower, and then you're going to use a little bit of water. Not a lot. You're not trying to wash it out. You're doing a teeny bit of water, just enough to activate the chemicals in the polymeric sand so that it really, really locks into place. And being very careful as you're walking. I'm not sure why this guy's hopping, but I'm sure there is a legitimate reason for doing that. So you use a little bit of water to activate those chemicals, because again, you want to activate the sand, and that locks the pavers in place. It fills in all the crevices, and you get a really nice finished look. So they're done with cleaning all that stuff up, and here it is again. Here's the before. Really unattractive concrete walkway, and now the after. And now they also added some nice rock mulch to the sides of this to give it a good finished look, but we've added a lot of value to this home just with this simple walkway. This walkway, in case you were wondering, it cost about $3,000 for a contractor to professionally install it. The actual materials of this were probably about $1,000. This particular paver was Pietro Cobble by Orco here in Southern California. And again, we just threw some half-inch Arizona cobble on the sides to give it kind of a nice finished look. Also for weed control, we laid down a little weed barrier there to kind of give it a nice finished look all the way out to the front gate. Again, what I really like about this using these pavers is notice all the color variation. This is one paver color, this particular color, and again, there's links in the video description for more information about these pavers. But look at all that color variation. It adds a lot more interesting color definition to the front of this house. And like you see there, it's about $15 to $20 to do it professionally. Hey, a big thank you to Unique Landscaping. They did a great job on this particular project. And again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get more of my garden videos. Until next time, this is Doug the 2-Minute Gardener saying thanks for watching.